You know beds made of coffins. What are the consequences of sleeping overnight? Li Zongping is greedy for cheap. Made a bed out of coffin planks. I was almost strangled by a ghost that night. The story takes place in the early years. It wasn't long after liberation. Li Zongping's family has no money. And it's humid. There are a lot of moths in the bed. I had no choice but to buy a new bed. Good day for him. The price of home furnishing is too expensive to inquire about. On the way home, he remembered that his third uncle was a carpenter. It is more appropriate to ask him to help make a picture. Come to the third uncle's house. Li Zongping stated purpose. The third uncle told him that he relies on craftsmanship. He has to buy the wood himself. Li Zongping then went to the forest timber market again. That good lumber doesn't come cheap. Plus the manual fee, it all catches up. I bought a cheap one directly, but it is not suitable for making a bed. Li Zongping asked several in a row, because he was too expensive to buy. Finally came to a middle-aged man's lumber shop. The middle-aged man looked at Li Zongping. Can't afford a good coffin. Just tell him that he has cheap ones too. The quality is also good. He led Li Zongping to the backyard. Li Zongping saw that those woods were not logs. Didn't the boss fool you just to sit on the bed? This is the board of the county seat. It also saves a set of processes. Li Zongping thinks the same is true. Didn't think much about it. Went up and took a piece. It turns out that the planks vary in length. The boss immediately said that these are good Nanmu. Li Zongping heard that it was Nanmu. Shake your head quickly, he can't afford Nanmu. Where can it be cheaper? The boss quoted him a price. But it's cheaper than regular good wood. Also told Li Zongping. If it weren't for the lack of furniture in the house, the boss uses it all by himself. Li Zongping has this good thing when he hears it. He can't take it away either. Just ask the boss if he can give it away. The boss listened to Li Zongping's request. He hesitated for a moment, finally agreed. Let Li Zongping leave the address. He will deliver it to him tomorrow morning. After the agreement is made, Li Zongping went home. The next day was just dawn. The boss pulled the wood over. Put it in the courtyard of Li Zongping's house. After the busy work is done, Li Zongping gave the money to the boss. I want Boss Lu to drink water, but the boss seemed very anxious. Said he had something to do and left first. Li Zongping called the third uncle again. The third uncle is also relatively idle. It didn't take long to arrive at Li Zongping's house, and he goes up to the lumber. And I was curious. Just ask Li Zongping for the plate he bought directly. Li Zongping is also sorry, said he bought it cheaply. Say you met a real-world friend to finish furniture. The excess was sold to him cheaply. Third uncle didn't ask any more questions. Just tell Li Zongping that, as long as the wood comes right. Ready to start work. Li Zongping went to work. The third uncle is a craftsman after all. A beautiful bed was ready in a few days. Finished wife. Let Li Zongping dry it for a few days, and then you can sleep. That day, Li Zongping left the third uncle for dinner. The two drank wine. The third uncle asked again about the origin of Nanmu. Also told Li Zongping, there's some wood you can't make furniture out of. Li Zongping has deceived the third uncle before. It's not good to tell the truth this time. Just smile and play it. After dinner, third uncle, and he walked home leisurely. Li Zongping also turned around and returned to the house. When washing up, he always feels like someone is watching him from behind. Found the door of the room with the new bed. There is a dark shadow standing. Li Zongping took a few steps back. Knocked over the wash basin. Water off the ground. I looked up again, and saw that the black shadow was gone. He hurried to the room. And there's nothing there. Li Zongping thought he was confused. Didn't think much about it. I made a new basin of water, and washed it briefly. I made a bunk on the ground. The quilt is not covered. Fell asleep in a while. I don't know how long I slept. Li Zongping felt very cold. Obviously it's summer. But it froze him awake. He sat up in a daze. When I opened my eyes, I found a pair of feet in front of me, still wearing ancient boots, standing in front of Li Zongping. Li Zongping looked up. It was discovered that it was an ancient Qing dynasty man. Braids on the back. Obviously not human. Li Zongping was so frightened that he retreated to the corner. Who is the person asking? How did you get into his house? And he didn't respond. He still rolled his eyes and stared at Li Zongping. Li Zongping was almost scared to pee. He mustered the courage to stand up, want to bypass the man. Suddenly the man moved. He stretched out his hands and lunged straight at Li Zongping. He grabbed Li Zongping's shoulder directly. The moment of contact, Li Zongping felt that his hands were very cold. The man tried hard. Li Zongping screamed in pain. Immediately after, the man yelled at Li Zongping. Keep talking about returning my home. Li Zongping discovered that the man's mouth was full of fangs and deworming in the mouth. There was a putrid smell. Li Zongping kept struggling. Want to get rid of that man. But no matter how hard he tried, it didn't work. Angry the man during the struggle. Straight to his neck. Give it a whirl. Li Zongping suddenly felt out of breath. At this critical juncture, out of nowhere, suddenly the chicken cocking sound. Man seemed scared. Just disappeared out of thin air. Li Zongping was so frightened that his eyes went black, fainted. When I wake up again, it's already noon. As soon as he opened his eyes, his first reaction was to look around. The ghost is long gone. Was yesterday a nightmare? Li Zongping stood up dazedly. Walked towards the mirror. When looking in the mirror, Zongping scared. Because he did have scratch marks on his neck. He suddenly remembered what the third uncle said. The wood is bought through regular channels. But don't be greedy for cheap and hurt yourself. Li Zongping quickly called the third uncle. Tell the third uncle what happened last night. After listening to the third uncle, Li Zongping scolded Li Dun. That wood must be a coffin. Hang up the phone. I rode the 28 bars to Li Zongping's house. Then asked Li Zongping to carry the bed out with him. Li Zongping knew he was wrong. I dare not ask more. Put the bed in the sun. The third uncle sprinkled another circle of glutinous rice around the bed. A fire burned the bed. In the midst of a raging fire, Li Zongping. I seem to have seen the man struggling last night, but no matter how much he struggled or roared, can't break through the circle, surrounded by glutinous rice. After the bed burns out, the more Li Zongping thought about it, the more afraid he became. The more you think about it, the angrier you get. I decided to go to the timber boss to have a theory. Third uncle is afraid that Li Zongping will fight with others. Just followed along to the lumber market. But when they find the boss, people are dead. It was a horrible death. It's got a lot of lumber on it. The third uncle said that those should be coffin boards. The boss seems to have been scared to death. Eyes on the boss. People don't know what's going on. Li Zongping knew. It's the owner of the coffin who came to the boss. Now Li Zongping is over 40 years old. Talk to people about it from time to time. Persuade others not to be greedy for petty cheap things. The following event took place during the ancient Spring Festival. The teenager, Pu Zongling, went to Jinan Fukao County City. Come down the street with good friends. The streets are very lively. All walks of life carry flower corridor cloth, Jiangxi Yamen, He Chen, and the adults of the government, sitting in a chair and listening to the play. Pretty much afterwards, one of the adults whispered a few words to his subordinates. So the next shout-out begins. The performer was rude to all the adults first. Then asked them what kind of trick they want to see. One of the officials said that half the weather. If you have a mouth of fairy peach to eat, isn't it beautiful? Just let him bring out a few fairy peaches. Performing children. Surprised dad, you are confused. even if there are ordinary people like me. How to escape to the sky. The man performing did not respond. Remove a bundle of long rope from the package. It's tens of feet long. Then he told his son that daddy was old and frail. Go for your father. The boy looked reluctant. This fairy family escaped without being found and killed. If you cut the rope, you have to fall into pieces. It's on fire now. If you don't go up, you won't be laughed at. The child climbed up. Soon disappear above the clouds. Not long after, something fell from the sky. The juggler reaches for it. It's really a fairy peach. The subordinates held Shianto in front of the adults. Make adults laugh. Just as the crowd cheered, the rope suddenly fell. The trickster looks up to the sky and laments. It must be the rope that the guards cut. Son's life is not guaranteed. After a while, something fell from the sky. Wait until it falls to the ground. Only then did I realize that it was the head of the child. Officials see this scene. Let the servants pay a lot of money. Sent to the person who analyzed it. The man who analyzed the law happily put the money in his arms, then knocked on the box. Said that the adults rewarded so much money. Still not out, thanked them. The box was lifted. A person comes out of it. It was the previous child. At this time, he clasped his fists and bled unharmed. Attracted all the officials. Lament their ingenuity. Later, I heard that the people who made friends with Bai Lian also had Keiko's means. I don't know if they have any contact.